Alright, we have here a Vypyr Tube 60. Got this amp discounted because it was broken, and I fixed a couple things on it and did a modification to add in an effects loop so that I can run this in the signal path, my Zoom G5. Pretty cool effects processor, a lot of cool effects on there. Not so happy about the amp models and such that it has on it, but happen to love them on this amp, so I like to get the best of both worlds. And I've done that by adding in a little terminal here on my amplifier, this little blue block with a couple screws, a couple wires coming out. It goes to a couple switching jacks, that way when my cables are removed, then they are operating as normal. The amp does what it does by itself. A couple of potentiometers to control levels, and if you're familiar with the Vypyr amps, you know they have a lot of great effects on them. Some good amp models that sound great. You've got a stomp box available, so you can dial in one stomp box effect, an amp model, one rack effect, or effect loop area rack effect. And then of course you also have delay and reverb available. So here in a minute I'll play something without anything in the effects loop and play something with the Zoom plugged in, so you can see what's going on and how that works together. I guess the downside is that anything that you put in the effects loop is going to be after the delay and reverb on this machine, but you can always choose to use external delay and reverb. I've done that, but I found that a lot of effects work okay in that area past delay and reverb. There's really no way to get in between the amp models or the rack effects and the delay and reverb, because that's all kind of internalized in that board. But we can get between that and the power amp, which is pretty cool. So let me see what I can do for you here. Okay, so this is basically the amp with nothing plugged into the effects loop. You can see my cables draped over top. Playing on the rectifier model, got a little delay and reverb in that, and kind of sounds like okay, there's no effects dialed in to that right now, but let me go ahead and put my Zoom G5 in that effects loop. Start plugging it in here. Maybe a little bit of a volume difference because you can control levels on the effects processor and on the back of the amp with the potentiometers I put in. Okay, here I've got a little bit of extra reverbs and stuff. It's kind of tamed down the sound a little bit, but I'm going to show you that we can add in an effect that's not on the Vypyr, like a harmonizer, and play around with that. Which is pretty cool. And we can shape the sound a little bit with some other tone sculpting effects, like say put an exciter in there to go from this to this. And then you can just get crazy with some other goofy stuff that is not available on the Vypyr. And that's pretty much it. Maybe later I'll post a video on how to actually do this mod if someone would be interested. Takes a little soldering, but overall pretty easy done. Okay, thanks. Bye.